guys, it's your boy Crush, the myth, the legend, the god. Today we're going to be going over some guides on our game DawnShard. So we're going to be going over the collection, and I'll be going over some of the keywords. I know a lot of people are confused or don't know. A lot of beginners are asking on Discord, so I thought I'd help out and give a guide, going over some cards, things like that. So let's get on it. Alright, so we'll start off with this one. Give a shield to a friendly creature, then ready and fight with it. Keyword shield means it gives it like a bubble over the character, or the creature, sorry. So when the creature has shield, basically it means they can take one hit. It doesn't matter the amount of damage it is. It'll still just be absorb one hit, whether it's 1 damage or 100, 900 damage. It'll just absorb one hit. And then the following hit will proc it to take damage. Now when it says friendly creature, which is one of a creature on your side, and then it wants to ready and fight with it. So ready is basically the term used to make it be able to do an action the same turn that it was played or activated. Because in this game it needs like a turn before it can do any action. So when it gives it ready, it means it can do an action immediately. But sometimes the card gives a condition, like it's ready and fight, which means it can ready this turn, but it can only fight. There's other cards that'll say ready and reap, which means it's ready, but it can only reap for more shards. Okay, so this one says give plus 2/2 to a creature and it's blood bound. So basically think of bloodbound as, so it not only if it affects the creature you selected, but it'll affect all the creatures with the same world on the same side of the board. So if you use this on yourself, then it'll work on the creature you picked and anything that's in the same world. Same for your opponent. If you select your opponent as a creature, it'll do whatever that creature is and all the other creatures that share the same world. So that's what bloodbound means. So we have lock. Lock pretty much means it's gonna lock steal. It's not really steal, but it takes away 4. So this card would take away 4 shards from your opponent, and it's going to store them on a creature. So basically, lock and mark go hand in hand. So it'll look the same on the card effect. It's like this shadowy fogness with a number through it. So that's basically mark. So when you lock, it means you're taking your opponent's and it's putting it on your monster, and then it's storing it. And basically, to unlock it, your opponent has to kill that creature, and they get those shards back. Just like if you give your opponent mark, then it's basically the same effect, but this time it's coming from out of thin air. And if you kill that monster, it'll add that many shards back to you. Okay, that just doubles. Okay, so turn start. So this symbol right here that has like a plus in a card, it means it has the effect lock 2 shards with your friendly creature. Now, it's going to do the effect. However, it's going to add a card to your hand in order to do that effect. So it's not automatic. It'll add a card. So the disadvantage with card effects like those is, let's say you were planning to use a different world. This card goes in your hand, and basically it stays there. So you either have to discard it or use it. So it kind of fills up your hand. And then if you were to wait a turn, it would not generate another one because you can only have one of whatever it is max. So you would be stuck with it again. So they can be good, but they also can be downside is like it's not automatic and you have to play that world in order for the effect to go into effect. Which is why like a lot of times you see your opponent, they might have like make you discard a card in your hand. And you're like, well, why didn't they do it? It's because they didn't plan it. They're playing a different world this turn. So provoke means basically you have to kill this guy in order to kill the other monsters on the board. Basically, it won't even let you select anything else as a target until you kill this guy. We know what fight is. you just fight your opponent, and gain just means you'll gain a shard. We went over provoke. We went over a lock. Play and fight. It's going to add a card to doing 1 damage to a creature. It gains 3 attack. Okay, let's try this one. Draw, which means you draw 2 cards to your hands. So that'll put, if you did this, it'll add 2 to your 5 or 4, whatever you have on in your current hand. Keep in mind though that you can only have 10 cards in your hand, and if you play a draw card, it won't let you draw more than 10. And then if you end your turn, you'll be stuck with those 10 until you use them all. So keep that in mind if you're like just trying to mass draw for effects. So we have exhaust, an opponent and creature, and it's bloodbound. So exhaust pretty much means it resets your opponent's monster so they can't do anything on their turn. So like how you play a card for the first time and you're not allowed to do any actions until its 1 turn goes through. Well, if your opponent plays exhaust on it, you have to basically wait a whole other turn before you can do anything with the creature that's on the board. Convert. So basically convert means that you're changing the world you're changing another world to match the one that the card effect is from. So convert a friendly creature and give it +2 health, and it's bloodbound, which means if you, let's say you're using on a Court of the Seven Vessel creature, it would do it on that creature, and all the other Court of the Seven Vessels now become the Ancestral Lodge. So it could be a good effect because let's say you, like pretty much in this game, you're pretty much alternating between multiple worlds because you play out as many cards as you can and it'll replenish to 5. Most of the time, since you have 10 of each world, you're pretty much forced to play a different world on your next turn unless you have a good combo to follow up on the same one. But most battles, you're just kind of flip-flopping back and forth. Opponent draws cards until it has 2, and then the hand and exchange steal 1. So steal basically means you take a shard from your opponent's pool and it goes to yours. Definitely one of the better ones to have because I would always rather steal than to gain. Because steal means I go up but my opponent goes down, and it creates a gap between the players. Fight and reap. Reap just means that you're hitting your shard for 1 gain per creature. Win over shield. Creature converts. Discard is you discard by just dragging a card to the black hole. When you play an action, exhaust a random creature. We went over provoke. Turn end just means at the end of your turn. Turn start means at the beginning of your turn. That's when the effect goes through. Court of Vessels. Steal, we went over steal. Hidden, here's a new one. So hidden means your opponent can't target that creature for attacks or for a card effects for 1 turn. After a turn, and it does go away. So creatures are hidden only for 1 turn. Destroy a friendly creature. Destroy just means it'll blow up regardless of if it has shield. No matter what it has on it, it'll destroy it. And this one, you destroy a friendly creature and gain 1 shard for each damage on it. So swap means that you're switching. So in this case, it would be a swap of creatures attack and health, which means if you had a 1 attack 2 health, it now becomes a 2 attack 1 health. Turn in, give hidden to a friendly creature. Fight, he's gonna steal 1. Play, give hidden. Deadly, there's a new one. So deadly means that when you hit a monster and you have deadly, the creature you fight automatically dies whether or not it won the fight. So if you have deadly and you hit a creature and you survive, then you stay alive, but your opponent monster dies. if you die and you have deadly, it still dies. Your opponent's creature still dies. So it doesn't matter if it beat it or not. You'll kill your opponent's creature. Steal 2. Another swap. Creature songs creature. Move it along just to make sure we don't have anything. Ready for instant, convert it. This one gives deadly. Draw a card for each friendly creature on the board. I think we just went through everything. Exhaust. Destroyed, yes. I'm just going over the basics because I'm pretty sure they all have everything. Deal 3 damage to an opponent. That just means it's doing damage to your opponent's health pool. If it's a destroy, they lose 1. Oh, brutality. Okay, so brutality. How brutality works is you, whatever your strength is. Let's say you have 7 strength and your opponent has 4 HP. So basically, the extra amount of attack does damage to another random creature. However, it only does 1 extra creature, even if you can kill multiple. I've tested it, and it's the same effect. I've attacked one that had 2 HP, and the other one had 1 and 2, and I had 7, and it only attacked 1 more. I know in Gods Unchained, it would let you hit as many as possible, but this one only lets you hit 1 other. Mark gives you, like I said, it's like the lock effect. It'll put a shadowy thing on your opponent's creature, which means it has 1 shard on it. If you kill it, it goes to your pool of shards. So it's good when your opponent has mark, and it's bad when you have it, because that means if you die, or be careful, if you take it off the field by returning it to your hand, it still feeds your opponent the shards. So whether it dies or gets returned to the hand, it'll still give the shards. Let's see, creature cannot reap. Mark. I think now we just about got everything. Mark. Damage, destroy. Turn start. I think discard just means to get rid of a card. I think we got all the keywords. If I miss any, let me know in the comments, and I'll go ahead and explain to you guys. I hope this video was helpful. I guess one other thing we can cover real quick is the rarity. Green, see how it's highlighted green? That means common. Purple means uncommon, and a blue one means it's rare. And then each world has 20 uncommon, 20 common, and 10 rare cards. And it was confirmed from the devs today that when they decide to do an expansion, they plan to add more worlds. At the same time, they're going to be adding cards into the old worlds, which is an interesting concept because it would pretty much mean you would have to re-roll packs on old worlds, which would also decrease the chances of getting any of these, since, you know, it was like a 1 in 50, now it'll be a 1 in 70. So it'll decrease the odds of getting something old school, but, you know, it's just the way it is. And it'll also increase the odds of you matching your opponent, still remain a bigger 0. It is impossible for you to have the same deck as your opponent, the exact same, impossible. Well, I think that's all I got. One other thing, I guess, real quick, if you see this little diamond on your card, that means if you play it, whether or not it works, it'll add a shard to your pool. So if you're able to somehow get the card back and play it again, it'll keep feeding you. Let's say it's on a monster, you can play the monster, put it back in your hand, play it again, and you'll get 2 shards. So it's definitely, you want one that has a lot. I think the best one I have, if it shows it, is 5. Well, there we go. So 5. So this is like an amazing, I call it a god pack because it's amazing. I got it on the beetle, which if I play it, it gives me 1. If it's destroyed, it gives me another one. Simple combo could be literally just playing this to put it back in my hand, playing this again, that's already 2, and then destroying it with this, giving me 5. That's 5 in one turn. And then if I somehow have this, I can give it deadly as well. That'd be 6 in one turn. The combos are endless with this set right here. Literally a god tier set. So I don't want to give it up. I think I put it up on sale for like as a ridiculously priced for like, I don't know, 20,000 of the SEI token. So if anyone's crazy enough to buy it, hey, I'll just try to re-roll for it. So yeah, so I guess that'll end this video. I hope it was very helpful. Let me know if you guys like guide videos. I can make more. Just let me know what you guys want to know more about. Leave it in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your announcements. You never know, I might go live. All right, thank you guys. Take care.